Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Miner Dig Deep. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about $7. So this is a cross between a mining game and a platforming game. The general gameplay flow is this. There is a store on the planet's surface, and you're going to be using the money that you earn in order to buy upgrades for your character. In between buying things, you're going to delve into the mine and you're going to collect all sorts of shiny gems and ores. You're going to bring them back up and sell them at the store, earn money, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Whenever you get enough money, you'll be able to upgrade your character so that you can actually get deeper into the mine. For example, there's a mining pick upgrade. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I think I'm on the Cobalt mine pick at the moment, and that allows me to one-shot most of the dirt in my general area. But again, the deeper you go, it seems like the more difficult it becomes to actually dig. You also find some other upgrades, like extra space for your mining helmet fuel. One thing that I didn't know about, and I thought was a bug at first, there is a light around your character that will slowly shrink over time until it's gone. Now, I didn't know this light was there until after the tutorial was over, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. How come I can't see any more gems? Like, I'm mining out dirt, and I'm earning stuff, and I can't even see it. So, how come I saw it in the tutorial, but I can't see it now? Then I bought light, like this fuel from my mining hat, and now I can see it. So, on a regular basis, you're going to have to fill up your mining hat with fuel, so don't make that same mistake that I did. But anyway, you can buy upgrades for your mining hat to hold more fuel. You can buy these ladders that you can place in order to ascend or descend into the shaft. I can't seem to pick them back up though, so once you place them, that's it. You can eventually, when you have enough money, buy lifts which will just carry you up and down, and you can control them, and they're very fast. So rather than spend several minutes climbing and descending via ladder, eventually you can just buy lifts, and they'll automatically start creating. When you put one down, they'll just keep digging, digging, digging until they reach an obstruction. Then you dig out the obstruction, and then they just keep digging, digging, digging until its length runs out. I think there's like a small lift and an extra large lift or something like that. Now, at first I was like, is this all this game is? Is just mining? Like, I'm like, well, this is pretty simple. Until I was doing fine. Like, I was going in straight lines, going down, because when I dig in games like this, I start from top and work my way down so I don't get stuck anywhere. But I tried doing that in this game, and then the screen started shaking, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is the screen shaking for? And then I got a warning about a cave-in. I'm like, wait a minute, what's a cave-in? What? I mean, I know what it is, but like, how do I prevent this? So I'm just digging, 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 and then a cave-in happens, and then the screen just shakes like crazy, and then everything that I did gets all messed up. Like, blocks that were empty are now filled in. So apparently, if you dig out too much of a particular area, the game will, create a cave-in and populate that area with more dirt. I don't know if it actually, like, spawns new gems. I really haven't messed with it. I was too frustrated with that area to go back to it, so I just went to a different area. The deeper you go, though, the more valuable things you find. So, like, you start off on the surface and you find these little gems that give you a little bit of money. Oh, look, there's this ore. Oh, look at that. There's just regular copper. That's really good. Okay. And then I go deeper. I'm like, oh, there's iron. Look at that. Okay. And this emerald. All right. I have not gotten really deep to the point where I found the really good stuff, but apparently it's there. There's a lot of depth, physical depth to this game, so you're not going to run out of space in terms of digging. You'll be at this for quite some time. But like I said, you kind of have to be strategic about it, because the more you dig in an area, the more a cave-in is likely to occur. You also have to worry about these falling rocks. If you dig immediately below a huge boulder, it will just fall on you, sort of like in Pitfall. Or no, Dig Dug. That's the game, Dig Dug. That's a game that I played in the arcade and on the Atari 2600. So you kind of have to watch out for that. And all in all, like, as repetitive as it is, it's got its hooks into me, and I want to continue grinding out for better stuff. I can still upgrade my character a lot, having played for 2 hours. I have yet to get this automatic drill that I can buy for like 35,000 plus or something like that. And there's some other pieces of equipment like larger bag space. You start with only like 10 bag space. And the ladders that you buy also take up space. So you kind of have to like pick and choose. All right, this run is strictly to put ladders down. Or maybe I need to put the ladders down first before I go mining or something like that. And then you can upgrade your bag space with money, of course. There is one huge irk that I have with this game that prevents me from fully recommending it. As cool as the grind is, the controls are just, oh my god, I've raged more than once. So, as I mentioned, there are these boulders that will fall if you dig under them. Now, your character feels like he's sliding on ice. And by the way, the keyboard controls are just, forget it. You can play on keyboard, but like the default controls are arrow keys and Q and E and like, ugh. This game was meant to be played on a controller. It is so much easier on a controller. So I highly recommend, if you do buy this game, play it on controller. If you only have a keyboard, my suggestion is try it and then refund it if the controls are just too bad for you. But anyway, every time I go to mine, I'll mine out a space under a huge rock, and sometimes my character will slide forward. I know the rock is there, I know the boulder is there, I know it can crush me, but when I'm mining out the space under it, I have to make a mental note to left stick and move, or right stick and move my character out of there so that he doesn't slide forward and get crushed by this rock. Whenever you have to be rescued in this game because you dug too deep and can't get out, or you let something fall on you, or you fell to your death because there is fall damage, you lose everything that you're carrying. So that sucks. But, yeah, so the controls are just terrible. Like, there's no diagonal digging. So let's say that you dig down too far. There's no way to get back up because you can't jump and swing your axe. You can't swing your axe when you're in mid-jump, horizontally and then create like a little step. Or you can't aim diagonally and dig that way. So everything is like orthogonal in this game. So if you dig too far down, there's no way you can get back up. Now you do get this this grappling hook that you can buy eventually, and you can increase the length of it again with money. But in early parts of the game, you can jump too high, and that's it. And the jumping doesn't feel very tight, and the movement is very slidey. If the controls were a bit more solid and tight, I would recommend this game in a heartbeat. But because I've lost gems and ores and so much precious time in this game, dying because I was fighting the controls, it ruins my experience for me. It really does. That is the only negative that I can think of with this game. If the controls were better and tighter, and the character didn't slide around like he was on ice all the time, and if there was diagonal digging to where, why can't, like, if I dig too far down by accident, because sometimes when I'm digging, my character will sometimes still dig even though I don't want him to. Like, let's say I use the grappling hook, and I'm hanging, and I swing vertically, and I hit the button once to dig. Well, sometimes he'll dig a second time in the wrong direction that I didn't want him to, and then, like, say he swings above me when I didn't want him to. So this will lead to accidental digs that ruin your platforming that you're trying to create. So again, the controls are the biggest no-no in this game, and it's an immersion, and it's an immersion breaker, and I don't want to say it's stopping me from playing it, but I have raged several times while playing this. That being said, the game is only $7. I've only played for 2 hours, and there's still plenty for me to find and explore. So I am going to recommend this, but with the huge asterisk mentioning the poor controls. All right. So my advice to you is give this a try. It's a shame there's no demo, because I think the game needs one. That way you can determine whether or not the controls are a problem for you, especially since the keyboard controls are a bit blech. You can rebind them, yes, but they're just... Bleh. So if you don't have a controller, my advice is try the game out, buy it, try it, and then refund it if you don't like it. If you don't, and the same thing goes with the control scheme itself. If you don't like the way your character handles and it makes the platforming too difficult for you and you start raging, that's your decision on refunding it. But other than that, this game is a lot of fun. So I at least trying it out. Again, I think this game would benefit from a demo so that players can decide either way. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.